Joining us now, Kevin Holleran, CEO of Hayward Holdings. Thank you so much for being with us. Nice to see you. You maker of Hayward pools, equipment, and the like. You just reported some numbers. Tell us more about how business is at this point, post-pandemic as well.
Yeah, well, it's good to be with you, Nicole. Thanks for having me. Business is really strong. I'd say, the whole outdoor living space has really been emphasized during the COVID experience, and it's really underscored some of the secular trends that are contributing to our business in total. Things like deurbanization, migration to warmer climates, work from home or hybrid work certainly has folks thinking about what they want at their home and investing in their home. So business is really good. And as you said, we just launched or released third quarter earnings earlier today, and I'm really proud of the team. We posted some great numbers and updated guidance for the full year.
How do you handle all of the folks that are asking for pools? It's my understanding that in some parts of the country, you have to wait 2 years for a pool at this point because people aren't traveling out of the country the same way. They weren't even necessarily going to clubs or things like country clubs, things like
Right.
that might have a pool, only because they were worried about COVID. And people were, as you noted, are more focused on their home life and making their home a better place. How do you push forward that demand? I'm sure you have great demand for the next several years at this point.
We do. We have a very healthy order file right now. I would say 2 years is probably a bit the exception, but it's not exaggeration to say, 6 to 12 months is what most of our builders are quoting right now. In fact, the inflow is robust enough that some have actually turned off their lead generation tools right now. So, we certainly are ramping production to try and get the product into the builders' hands as quickly as we can. But I think some of this is also the trade itself is working feverishly to try and bring more contractors into the space. Right now, new construction in the U.S., in-ground pools will be somewhere around 110 to 115,000 pools this year. That's nowhere near what the exhibited capability is, though. You talk pre-Great Financial Crisis, and we were building 160 to 170,000 pools. So the marketplace, has the capability to build more pools, and I think it's just right now it's as much about labor to actually construct the pools as it is the equipment. Coming out of our factories.
And it makes perfect sense. That was my next question to you about, obviously labor has been an issue for so many of the companies, supply chain to get the supplies needed. At the same time, you're working to make the world a better place too, right? With sustainable products. Explain that a little bit and why that's important. And I'm sure your customers are asking for that.
They absolutely are. I mean, we're doing it because it's the right thing to do to be, a better steward of the environment. But there's no doubt that homeowners and pool owners want to operate their backyard oasis in as responsible a way as possible. So we really view it as our responsibility to offer sustainable products. And we have a great lineup. It's really around 3 broad themes, Nicole. Energy efficiency would be the first. For example, variable speed pumps today are 90% more efficient than a single speed pump that was sold just a few years ago. Secondly is around more natural water treatment. So, we're bringing solutions to the market that are more natural in the sanitization than having to drop big chlorine tablets into the pool. And then I'd say thirdly, it's around water conservation. Things like a cartridge filter as opposed to a sand filter requires much less water down the drain as you're doing your monthly backwash cycle. So we do it because it's the right thing to do, and the homeowners the message is absolutely resonating with the pool owners. They want to operate their pools in as responsible, sustainable fashion as possible.
Right, and we hear more and more CEOs saying that on conference calls, shareholders aren't just asking about the dollars and cents, but they are asking about what are you doing to make the environment a better place or make things last longer so that we don't have as much waste, such. What kind of pools? This is a 100-year-old company. I can't imagine the data that you have put together over time. What kind of pools are most popular? What shape? Is it, sizes or depth, or is there a hot tub attached? Or what do you find to be the most requested, and what in your mind is probably the really coolest?
Yeah, so I would say there's really, let's call it 4 types of pools. There's above ground pools, which is really the entry level. Next, I'd say kind of vinyl in-ground pool, then fiberglass, and I'm kind of moving you up the price point as I'm doing this. And then gunite or concrete would really be the most customizable. And that's what I think a lot of folks are really looking for today, is to kind of put their signature on it. It's much more free-forming, whereas, a fiberglass or a vinyl, you're a little bit more constrained. But fiberglass is, from a cycle time standpoint, you can actually construct a vinyl or a fiberglass pool much quicker than you can a gunite pool. But we're seeing hot tubs and spas being included both on fiberglass as well as gunite. And with that comes more equipment that we get to sell into the backyard to maintain a bigger body of water. So I happen to have a gunite. We put our signature on it, and I think that's the beauty of it. You can make your backyard your own, and you can choose whether you want outdoor living space, whether you want hardscaping, whether you want outdoor kitchen, et cetera. So that's really a focus right now that's getting a lot of remodeling dollars in our space.
Yeah, I'm out of time, but saltwater, everybody loves saltwater now. Is that growing just like crazy or what?
Absolutely, yeah. We're one of the market leaders in salt. I should have actually called it salt when I was saying natural water treatment earlier. That is a big trend, and it's just a more enjoyable experience to swim in versus the more harsh chlorine.
Wonderful to chat with you. We wish you continued success. Great to see you. And Kevin, come back soon. Kevin Holleran,
I will.
CEO of Hayward Holdings. Thank you.